and today we're going to be looking at finding the perimeter of rectangles. So I'll go through the learning reminders. So you can see we have a rectangle here and it has been labelled the length of each side. Now, when we are looking at finding the perimeter of something, the perimeter is what we call the distance round the outside of a shape. Now, I like to think of it as perimeter equals the path. P for perimeter, P for path. So remember that P. And it is the path that somebody may take to go around the outside of a shape. So let's just imagine we have a little stick dude here. We'll call him Dave. Dave goes on a walk around the outside, around the perimeter of a shape. So he's following that path. And if you're trying to find the perimeter, you need to find out how far Dave has walked. So around that outside edge. Okay. So, the lengths have been labelled and we can see that this rectangle is 3 centimetres wide and 5 centimetres long. Now we know opposite sides of rectangles are the same length, hence that side being 3 centimetres and that side being 3 centimetres, and the same with these two lengths, they are exactly the same. So we found, if we found 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3, it would give us the perimeter. So we could add all these together. However, there is a quicker way. You can double the width and then double the length and then add the two together. Or you could add the width and the length and double your total. So either of these two methods, it's completely up to you. So we've got option A, which is this one here, which is where doubled the length. So 5 centimetres times 2, which is shown in this number sentence here. 5 centimetres times 2 is 10 centimetres. And then you're adding that to these sides. 3 centimetres times 2. 3 centimetres times 2. 3 and 3 is 6. So 6 centimetres, which equals 16 centimetres. The other option, option B, is you can add the width and the length together. So you add 3 centimetres and 5 centimetres together, and then you multiply that answer by 2, which will give you the total perimeter. So 5 centimetres add 3 centimetres, we know that's 8 centimetres. Then we need to multiply that by 2, which gives you 16. So you could use either of these methods today when calculating the perimeter of the rectangles. You could do them both, and one could be checking your answer, which is quite a good option as well. So let's have a practice with this one, with those two different ways. So we know we've got the width is 4 centimetres, the length is 8 centimetres. Option 1, so option A, I can do the length, add the length. So 8 centimetres multiplied by 2, because I need this side and this side, which is 16 centimetres. Add 4 centimetres times 2, 2 lots of 4 centimetres, which is 8 centimetres. Add these together equals 24 centimetres, which is good because that's the answer. Right, I'm going to check using the B method, which is when you add the length and the width together and you multiply that by 2 to get your complete perimeter. So we put in brackets 8 centimetres, add 4 centimetres. And then we're going to multiply our answer by 2. 8 centimetres add 4 centimetres is 12 centimetres. I'll just pop that on the top. 12 multiplied by 2 equals 24 centimetres, which is brilliant. I've got the same answer, so the perimeter for this rectangle is 24 centimetres. So mild and hot sheets we have. Let me just check this off. Here we go. So you have got some rectangles here, and your challenge is calculate the perimeter. So use either of those methods that I've demonstrated to help you work this out. You could do workings out inside the rectangles if you're printing them off, or you don't need to print them off. You can look at the measurements from a screen that you're looking at and work it out in your book. Your challenge is to do some drawing here if you would like. answer sheets to self-mark. If you're finding it a bit stuck, have a go at this activity, Maths on the Edge with an Adult Please. And there is some squared paper if you need. And then your investigation, which is rectangle perimeters. It's asking you to draw at least 6 rectangles on centimetre squared paper. Now, if you're using the squares in your book, they are not a centimetre squared, they're smaller. But as long as you're using the squares, when you're using your unit of measurement, just use centimetres as it's much easier. You could print this is centimetres squared off if you're able to. But yes, draw 6 rectangles and then follow the instructions on here, which is asking you to estimate the perimeter for those rectangles and then to calculate. There is a challenge, which I'd be quite interested to see if anybody manages to do this. Draw as many rectangles as you can, which have a perimeter of 24 centimetres. Okay, there's your challenge. I hope you enjoy today's lesson.